All right, folks, how you doing on this terrific Thursday, March 30th, year 2023? This is my second video today. I am Mazske Finance, coming to you from South Florida. I am not a financial advisor, not a CPA, not an attorney, not a doctor, not a nutritionist. So how you doing today? How you doing? I had my second round of blood tests done today and my urine test done this morning. I had to get up at 0:30. Yesterday and today, 2-day process, okay? Talked about it a little bit yesterday. Function Health. They look at the whole body. If you have heartburn, if you have high blood pressure, if you have the beginning stages of dementia, if you have cancer, if you have whatever, what is the root cause of this problem? If you have high blood pressure, a dozen different things can cause that high blood pressure. But what will doctors do? They'll give you a prescription. They'll give it one to me and one to you, the same prescription. But maybe what's causing my high blood pressure is different than what's causing yours. There's an underlying reason for it. If you have a headache, what's causing it? Why are you getting that headache? Especially if you have migraines. So if you take an aspirin or Advil or Bayer or whatever, sure, that's covering up the symptom. If you take the blood pressure medicine, sure, it's lowering your blood pressure, but it's not fixing the problem, okay? That's the problem with modern medicine, all right? If you want to take charge of your health, if you are a weightlifter and you go to the gym, I guarantee you, if you don't do it yourself, you know other people that do it. You buy the things of protein, right? I forget the names now. I've done that before. We've had it in my house in Virginia before. You buy it, the protein, the creatine, whatever it is, you put it in your drink, because that's what people do. But they don't think about, all they know about, hey, protein builds muscles. Let's eat more meat. Protein builds muscles. Protein builds muscles. You're putting your body into an imbalance when you do this. Sure, you may get muscles, okay? Sure. But what about your vitamins, your minerals, your phytonutrients? Oh, you take a multivitamin. Oh. Does your body really absorb it all? Does it? Where does medicine come from? Where do these vitamins come from naturally? Where does all this stuff come from naturally? It comes from plants, okay? You will hear sometimes about salmon and other fatty fish having omega-3s, right? To eat that kind of like fish. I eat salmon, wild caught salmon. Don't eat farm raised. Like, that's all you find sometimes in supermarkets. Don't buy it. Buy the wild caught. Yes, it costs more. But then, how does salmon get the omega-3s? They come from plants. They either, I can't remember the right answer, they either eat the plants themselves or they eat the little fish that eat the plants. That's how they get the omega-3s inside them, okay? So normally you can get omega-3s from seeds and other foods, fruits and vegetables and plants. You can get them from salmon and some other stuff, some other meat type stuff. Usually seafood, okay? Seafood is healthier than red meat. Red meat is dangerous, okay? It's carcinogenic. Yes, it's tasty. I loved hamburgers. I can make a killer hamburger. Big old burger with a slicey, juicy tomato and some onion, ketchup and mustard and relish, cooked on the grill or cooked in the frying pan, various spices in it. Okay, I loved it. Meat is carcinogenic. Meat has fat. Meat is clogging up, causes heart problems. Okay, can you eat a little bit? Yes. Can you eat it throughout your life? Yes. Should you eat a lot throughout your life? No, you shouldn't. Lean chicken is better. Be careful buying chicken breasts. A lot of chicken, you see chicken breasts in the supermarket, they're chubby, right? Plumped up. They inject them with like a 10% saltwater solution. You're getting a lot of salt in that chicken, okay? If you buy the dark meat, the thighs, the drumsticks, I think, dark meat, they're healthier, number one. The dark meat they have found has K vitamins. I think it is. I could be wrong on that. K vitamins. And it's healthier for you. Go to the supermarket, look at it. It's fattier, it's not as pretty, because it's not shot up with something, but it's healthier. Okay? Fruits and vegetables, plants, nuts, seeds, legumes, mushrooms. They're all healthy for you. You can get protein from plants just like you can get it from meat. You can lift weights with primarily getting plant protein, supplement it. I eat meat every day. Supplement it with your meat, okay? And there's certain vitamins, especially as you get older, you should take. Vitamin D. 95% of Americans are low on vitamin D. Vitamin B12. As you get older, you need vitamin B12, okay? And sometimes you need some other stuff, all right? Green tea is healthy for you. Coffee is healthy for you. Antioxidants, phytonutrients. Okay, it's an easy way to enjoy a drink and to benefit your body. All right, take care of yourself. And if you have a little bit of extra money, if you're eating out all the time, trust me, you have that little bit extra money. If you take a little bit of extra money, Function Health, it costs $499. Okay, I've been in touch with this cell phone, texting, with my team there, some of my team, okay, about my whole testing process. All right. And here's the process. I'll rehash it for you just a bit. The link is in yesterday's video. Maybe I'll put it in this video too. Okay. You get tested in the beginning, 100 plus tests, blood and urine, over 100 tests altogether. Okay. They're fascinating, the tests they give. They're stuff that every doctor should give, but they don't. Why should you do this now? Doesn't matter if you're 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 95. It doesn't matter. Why should you do this now? You need to do it because no matter how you currently feel, especially if you're young, because when you're older, you always start feeling something. No matter how you currently feel, you may find that your body is lacking in some nutrient, in some vitamin, in some mineral, in some phytonutrient, something. Some little blood test that doctors don't test for until you have a problem. There might be a change happening now because you're young, because you don't develop the problem for 10 or 15 or 20 years. Okay? But if you find it right now that you're lacking in some vitamin or mineral or nutrient, whatever it is, you find it now when you're not sick, you may never get sick. None of us need to get sick if we take care of ourselves. Sure, there's always going to be somebody, okay. It might be me. There's always going to be somebody that's going to get sick. And when I say sick, I'm not talking about just getting a cold and getting sick. I'm talking about like getting cancer and getting heart disease and getting Alzheimer's, okay? We don't have to get it. We're not predestined. Destiny, we are not predestined to get anything. It's up to us to take charge of our health, just like it's up to us to take charge of our investments. All right? The goal of my channel, if you watch my channel, is now twofold. But it's kind of all onefold. I want to make you a better person. My way of doing it is I want to teach you how to invest. And I'm not a one investment guy. I don't just invest in ETFs or just in mutual funds or just in individual stocks or just in real estate or just in oil drilling or just in mineral rights acreage or just in crypto or just in art or just in wine. I may invest in all of this. I'm not currently investing all of what I just said, but I have knowledge about all of this. I'm not an expert on anything, but I have knowledge about it. Okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I am somebody who's lived life just like you. I am a voracious reader. I've read thousands of books, blogs, emails, newspapers, websites, back of cereal boxes, nutrition labels. I read everything. All right? Everything. All my life, since I was a little kid. Okay? So I got some knowledge up here. I don't always articulate it as good as I should, but I got the knowledge up here. Okay? I genuinely like to help people. Genuinely. I want to help you become healthier. There's two different ones. Functional Health, it's $499. If you get this blood test, 2-day process. You'll get feedback from a team of doctors on all of your tests. If there's something serious, a doctor will call you. Because you don't see that doctor, you see your local doctor, but they will tell you what you need to do. Okay? And then in 6 months, plus or minus, we can get tested again. A 60 plus test. First time's 100 plus, this would be 60 plus. To see, because they're going to give us suggestions. They might say, I need to raise my vitamin D or my vitamin K or whatever. And 6 months later, they can see, have I made progress? Are my blood tests better? Okay? And then they say, if you want to, you can continue every year. Do it continually. Then as you age, you monitor not just your basic lipid panel and your 10 or 20 tests the doc gives you at your annual physical. You monitor all this stuff. So if you're 75 years old and you're like a normal 75-year-old, you got your aches and pains, you got some problem you've dealt with, should you get these tests? Yes. As long as you can handle getting stuck. I did my right arm yesterday, my left arm today. Getting stuck. 12 tubes yesterday, 10 tubes today. You earned today as well. Height, weight, waist circumference, blood pressure, all that was done. Yeah, all that. And so on. So if you're 75, if you're 80, if you're 85, maybe you're getting a little fragile, maybe you're getting a little frail, maybe you're playing pickleball every day, 3 times a week. Why should you do this? Well, what about if you're low in magnesium? You're low in zinc? What about if your body's high in lead, mercury? What about if you have Lyme disease? You have any of these things and you don't have lead poisoning where it's affecting you terribly bad, but you have too much lead in your body where it's affecting you and you don't know it. Maybe your magnesium and your zinc are low and it's affecting you, but you just think it's a part of aging because it affects everybody. If you find this out and you can get guidance on how to correct the problem, you might be frail at 78 years old and you might be 85 and running a half marathon. It's something to think about. Along those lines, I put a second link in the video yesterday. We're going to start that process next week. So young buddy, that's why I suggested you don't come visit me next week, because life's going to be a little bit different for me. Just a bit. Okay? We will be taking a stool sample. Yeah. And sending it off. And it's going to be a little tiny thing. I got the kits in there. And it's a little tiny sample. And they're going to test our microbiome, our gut microbiome. The 30 most common gut microbiome. They're going to tell us the levels of the 15 good ones and the 15 bad ones. The top 15 of both. That the average, American in the United States, because both these tests are for the United States, not outside this country. Currently. Zoe might be in Europe. Scratch that. I know the blood test is only in the United States. Zoe may be in Europe also. Okay, but you get your gut microbiome identified. You get a CGM, a continuous glucose monitor. I'll show it to you next week when I have it on me, whatever arm I put it on. I'll show it to you. Hold it up, I'll show it to you. And we're going to have that for 2 weeks. And we will track our body's response to fat and sugar. Each of us have 5 muffins, specially designed. 3 at one meal, 2 at another meal, breakfast and lunch. I forget if 3's first or 2's, whatever. And then we can basically eat whatever we want. If I want to drink a 6-pack of beer, I can do it, I think. I won't, but I could. If I want to eat a birthday cake, if I want to eat ice cream, if I want to eat all kiwi for 2 weeks, kale for 2 weeks, or if I want to eat my normal diet for 2 weeks. During that 2-week period, I got the CGM on. The missus will have it on. We record what we eat, and we record how our bodies react to it. All food that has fructose, sugar, our bodies react to it. We don't know necessarily how our bodies react to it. You ever talk about Like say you have a kid and they drink soda and you say, wow, they're high on sugar, they're wired on sugar. They are. Okay. But us as adults, we get impacted as well. You know that. Why do you drink Monster? Why do you drink Coca-Cola? Why do you do this? Why do you do that? Because it makes you feel good, right? But you and I may react differently. What Zoe is trying to do is personalize nutrition. It's not just one kiwi for everybody. It's personalizing it. Maybe the kiwi benefits me. Maybe the mango benefits you. Maybe the kale helps me. Maybe the broccoli helps you better. And so on and so on and so on. We are all individuals. Okay? We all have ancestors. We all have different. I'm Irish American, right? On my father's side. On my mom's side, I'm German American. My wife is from a country of Panama. Her grandmother was Chinese. My boys are mutts. Okay? We have different, so do you. Our trees, they have branches and leaves and they go out. We're from different parts of the world. Okay? I don't know who you are. I don't know where you live. I don't know your families. I don't know your age. I don't know nothing about you. Unless you're somebody I know that's watching this. Okay? But we're all different. Even if you're identical twins, you have an identical twin. Your gut microbiome is different because we live different lives. Our experiences help shape our gut microbiome. If I'm traumatized because I fall in the canal and an alligator almost bites me, it might change my gut microbiome a little bit because that fear is in me. If I jump out of an airplane, which I've done, and go skydiving, maybe it does something. If I jump on my motorcycle like I used to, it does something. If I go rock climbing like I used to, it does something. If I go in a hot air balloon like I used to, go whitewater rafting like I used to, it does something. It shapes who we are. Okay? So we're all different. Have you skydived? No. Have I? Yes. Have you ridden a motorcycle? Maybe. Have I? Yes. You know, have you drank a cup of green tea for 20 years or 30 years? Do you drink 3 or 4 cups of green tea every day like I do now? Okay. Do you drink chamomile tea? Do you drink ginger tea? Okay. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But my gut microbiome is different than yours. We're all different. That's the point of this. We're all different. Zoe personalizes nutrition. They personalize for you your sugar reaction, your fat reaction. How does your body respond to fat? It's all connected in there. It's all connected. Okay? Function Health looks at the entire body. They speak about the importance of the gut microbiome too, but they're not testing the gut microbiome. They're testing the blood. Okay? So you got both of these. So if you only got the money to do one or the other, I can't tell you which one is better for you to do. I just can't. I chose the Function Health one first. And then I realized I was getting ready to close on one of my rentals and I could afford the Zoe one, so I did that one second. Plus I realized when this house goes on the market, I don't know when it's going to sell. And once I'm living outside the US, I can't do these outside the US. If I fly back into the country, I can do, like 6 months from now, if I'm living in Panama, I'll fly to Miami and get the blood test done again. Okay? I told the missus, if either one of us has some serious underlying problem that we cannot get the guidance on how we can fix it ourselves and we need to see a doctor. If it's something that's a little different, like it's not like your average doctor knows about this, because your average doctor doesn't know everything. If they don't, my average doctor doesn't know about this, and I make the decision to do this, or even for the missus, we'll fly to Massachusetts. The Ultra Wellness Center, which is connected to Functional Health, is in Massachusetts. Or we'll do a Zoom call with them. It's a little pricey. It's a little expensive. But they can look at all of our tests. They can look at us. They can talk to us. We can spend hours talking to a team. Doctors, physicians, nurses, whoever we talk to. It's a team. We can get feedback. We can get guidance, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If we don't live there, we can't be their patient per se, but we can do it all with Zoom or a personal visit. Okay, that's why to bring this back to investing, you need to invest. Okay, because you may want to fly to some area. You may want stem cell therapy sometime, right? Have you heard about stem cells? You've probably heard about stem cells by now. I read Dr. Hyman's book, Young Forever, or Forever Young. He's behind Functional Health too, and the Ultra Wellness Center. Okay, in his book, he mentions 4, 5, 6 places in the world where you can get stem cells. The United States of America is not one of those places. One of those countries he listed is Panama. When I was staying for free at the Hilton Resort in Panama City, which is a very, very nice hotel, the last time I was there, I met a lady. I met 2 different people on 2 different trips. In an elevator, I met a mom and her little boy. We chit-chatted a little bit because I chit-chat with people. She told me she was there because there was a hospital or some kind of doctor, special doctor right next door or someplace that for her kid. The kid had some kind of problem. We didn't go into detail on this. The next trip, just the other month back, I met an older female and we started chit-chatting because I had told her about the Eat to Beat Disease book. And she told me she was there for stem cells, for whatever her problem is. And she said it's connected to the Hilton where they do it at. You can't do it in the United States. I don't know how much they were paying, but they were flying to Panama to do it. Because sometimes we do have problems. If you read like I read, you might have read, stem cells make our bodies. We have stem cells inside our body currently, but as we get older, or we can be any age, maybe our stem cells can't do it like they used to. So they can inject into you stem cells that can rejuvenate, regenerate, grow things. Maybe they can cartilage in your knee. Maybe they can grow you some new cartilage, etc., etc., etc. Okay, there's things out there you can do to benefit yourself. But you got to have some money. It's not free. All right, how do you get that money? You become an investor. Unless you're working some high-paying job. You know, I never did. I'm a blue-collar guy. I don't have a blue-collar on today, but I am a blue-collar guy all the way down to my flip-flop soles. Okay? I grew up in the countryside. I grew up running around the woods and the cornfields with cows near me. I got poison ivy a couple times from foot to head before I learned to identify what poison ivy was. I remember when I was a little boy, an older brother of my friend who was probably 10 years older said he was going to initiate us into some club. And we were down back in the fields and it was muddy and there was a bank. I remember it was muddy. He told both of us, jump into the mud and your goal is to jump in hard so your shoes go completely down and you pull your feet out and leave your shoes there. And I was probably 4 or 5 years old. I was little. I did it and I remember, cool, I pulled it out and then I pulled my shoes out. I was like, oh, these are my new shoes. Oh no. My mom was not happy. She was not happy. So anyway, all those experiences shape us. They make us who we are today. All right. So with that being said, make yourself healthy. I will copy the links and put them down below for Zoe and Functional Health. I don't know how to put this more clear. More than getting an LLC for your real estate, more than buying real estate, more than investing at all, more than putting $1 into investments, I think you need to take care of your health. Okay? And I think if you got the money, $499 for Functional Health, $350 to $450 for Zoe, whatever that fee was, if you got that money and you can do it, I encourage you to do both. But it's your decision. I can't tell you what to do. All right? So with that being said, have a great day. Hopefully you enjoy this video, my video from 23 minutes, 52 seconds ago when I stopped that one and started this one. Have a great day. Maskies.